And we're back, playing Europa Universalis for rule Britannia as Scotland. We have consolidated our rule over the Hebrides, and we just now gained the... built our army back up. So we can finally go to war to start chipping away at Ireland. I'm going to go ahead and... let's pull this diplomat off. And I'm just going to see what theoretically would happen if we declared war. So, if we go after Ulster first, we can expect Ormond and Desmond to jump in on the other side. So that's 8 regiments worth, 5k from Ulster. And Kildare would come to help us. If we were to go after Tyrone first, Kildare would join our enemies, so but none of their allies would join in. So I think we are going to go for Ulster first. I think we can handle it. So yeah, we're definitely going to call Kildare in for 10 favors, and we're not losing any allies. So, oh, and I forgot to make sure that my guys were at full organization first. So, Trade League disbanded. We're just going to wait till we can muster our troops from the countryside, because we forgot to muster the army before declaring war. Go ahead and get some basic financial instruments. Truce with England has ended, so hopefully they won't declare war on us immediately. And I'm just gonna speed 5 it until our army is mustered. We'll attack in November. Alright, 1st of November. Let us... Oh, well, that's definitely a problem, isn't it? The Irish miners seem to have locked down everything. And we can't recruit an admiral. Their fleet is terrible, but it's still probably better than ours. So that's going to be difficult. Especially if they already defeated our allies' navy. Interesting. So... Well, let's speed 5. Let's see if we can get enough diplomat power to hire an admiral, and if we can somehow use our wooden wall ability to win some naval battles, we might be able to pull this off. Sweden's building a spy network. Good for them. Alright. Hire an admiral. Fraser McTaggart. And this will decide the war. Do we capture some ships? We didn't capture any ships. We sent them running. So let's repair. Oh, can we cross? Oh no, they moved their guys. We're going to run out of money pretty soon here. We need our ships at full strength to go after these guys. Kildare got annexed. So that's one less ally for us. Oh, they just gave up. Okay, they gave up a province, that's all. Yeah, this is a quasi-disaster. Let's see. We can call Thomond. There we go. Cost me 10 favors. Alright. Come on, repair. 1 more month. Taken out a loan, that's okay. That's expected. Fantastic. Okay. So let no one say that I am a save scummer, because that is absolutely the sort of situation which I normally would have saved scum, and I just let it roll, so... neighboring countries, allies. There are no allies who need to be reminded how awesome we are, so we'll go with neighboring countries again. Alright. So we are now maintaining a blockade. Influential preacher. A young devout preacher has spoken out recently about how great our adherence to the teachings of the Holy Father in Rome is. This can only be good for our future. I think he'll make a nice bishop. We could use the prestige, and the Pope already hates us, so screw him. Discovered an agent. Nice. So Thomond is, well, getting killed, unfortunately. England's building a spy network. Not super concerned about that. So I think we have a mission to have 2 subjects. How many Diplo slots do we have open right now? And we still have the alliance with Kildare, even though they pieced out. So... now, what, like, how good is our... He's an okay diplomat. Maybe we can go over our diplomat limit. Let's see what that actually does for us. So... having 2 subjects... oh, maybe Scotland doesn't get that one. Maybe that's one of the generic ideas. Yeah, never mind. Ever since the 13th century Treaty of Perth, Scotland hasn't been obligated to pay a yearly sum to the Norwegian kingdom in exchange for control of the Norwegian Hebrides. These payments are by now long overdue, however, and this has been the cause for tensions on and off. Denmark has now suggested settling this conflict once and for all. The Stuarts will marry a member of the von Wittelsbach dynasty, and the Jarldom of Orkney will be pawned and then transferred to us. Orkney is one of the highest ranked titles in Norway, and the one our own northern lands would fall under if controlled by Norway. If they give up these islands, they will have to surrender the right to rule their former possessions. Let's make the deal. We lose ducats. Yeah, otherwise we have to give them claims. Alright. Royal marriage with Denmark, so we're now over our Diplo limit. And I don't think we can be rivals anymore. I don't see a reason to make the Faroes into a state yet. So I'm just going to ignore that for now, probably. And let's see. We still need to control the Isle of Man, I think, to finish this mission. Let's see areas. Yeah, the Isles. Yeah, we still need to control the Isle of Man. There we go. That lights it up. Before we can start the Cod Wars and take Iceland and the Faroes. Okay, so we won't worry about that for now. What else are we concerned with at the moment? Too many Diplo relations. We'll just eat it for the time being. Austria is now considered a great power. We've taken out more loans. Growing city request privileges. Perth comes under control of the burghers. Is Perth even good for trade? I don't think so. But we do gain 2 base tax. Yeah, I guess. We need the taxes. Underhanded rogues of Norway have immediately started making claims on us. Alright, who else are we at war with? All these assholes. I wonder if we can just annex them outright. Okay, Cork. River flows. Ormond. Basically, we're going to have to cross the river no matter what. We should win this. Oh, and we're at war, so I should not be on speed 5. Let's go ahead and stack wipe them. What I think I'll do... Did Lion already have a... Or did Kildare already have a core on this province? Come on, tick. Cores. Kildare considers this to be a core. So we will give them this, I think. And then maybe we'll take Cork for ourselves. Ormond is currently being occupied by Offaly, so we can't really do anything about that. Lothian is now the seat of a cardinal. Not that we care. You know, allow attachment to this fleet. No, and there goes Thomond. Profiteering in Aberdeen. The citizens of Aberdeen have grown tired of the local influence of greedy Tyrconnell merchants. They claim we're using unfair advantages to outcompete local businesses. They demand we step in to limit the influence of foreign traders on the area, reaffirm the privileges of our own merchants and artisans. We can protect our trade, which makes Tyrconnell mad at us, which is fine. Yeah, we must protect our trade. Protectionist economics. Where is Thomond's navy? Did they get destroyed or something? All right, we'll go ahead and we'll go to port here. Heal up a little bit before we resume the blockade. At least for a couple months. I guess we can go up to speed 4 now. Okay, and back to the blockade. And speed 5, why not? Here comes more ships. They are gonna get sunk. And that's not even worth going back to port to repair. Times of need. We need more men for our army, as always. Let's see. The O'Brien House. Okay. Come on, O'Briens. I made you famous with Crusader Kings Chronicles. Helping Hand, thank you. France decided to accept the offer of knowledge sharing from Genoa. Yeah, we're just going to annex all of this shit. I don't care. I don't care, we're just going to annex all of this shit. Yeah, Pharaohs, no. Don't care. Okay, cool. So that should be 100% occupation. We're just going to take all of it. We'll take whatever money you have to pay back our stuff. Only 37 ag expansion. That's not too bad. There we go. You guys can go back to your Protect Trade mission in the North Sea. We're going to core everything. We're going to pay back our loans if we can. Pay back at least one loan. And how close are we to rebellion? 9.8 years, 8.8 years, 17.0 years. Okay, so we can afford to... Oh, we might not have to lower our army maintenance. Let's see. Yes, we are going to have to lower our army maintenance. Oh, fleet maintenance stays up. Army maintenance goes down. Until we repay our loans, at least. War exhaustion. Not too bad. So here's one other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to convert this province to Highlander culture because we want a culture shift to Celtic. We want to make a Celtic culture our primary culture so Irish will not be so mad at us. Okay. Cessation of church functions. Noble families were often granted control over church lands, and appointments were made in many states in exchange for cash contributions and the crown's efforts. The crown, of course, lost control over some revenues this way in exchange for short-term revenue. So we can gain ducats. Our whole country gets lower tax modifier, majorly lower tax modifier for 20 years. Or we can decline and make the nobles angry. We're going to decline and make the nobles angry. That's not actually that difficult of a choice, in my view. Tyrone will be our next target. We want to pay off some loans, we want to core everything, and we want our army to be back up to full strength before we go after them, though. So yeah, my goal with this is that we're going to make our nation more than 50% Highlander culture, and then we'll go ahead and culture flip. So I suppose if we wanted to give an RP reason for this, there's a wave of kind of Celtic, pro-Celtic sentiment that is starting to, from Ireland, sweeping over into the Highlands and then southward, marginalize the speakers of Scots and Scots English, because we've started to push into Ireland and we're seeing ourselves as more of a Celtic kingdom than a Scots English one. And yeah, I think we have, 2 more loans to pay off? 3 more loans, and they're all about 54 ducats. Political marriage is as much a union as it is a contract of mutual support. The Ausdana family expects the king will heed the advice of the queen consort and actively look after their and his interests. Yeah, sure. They've been good to us so far. Let's see. Oh, 0 will reach the armies this month because we have no army maintenance. Let's turn this up just a little bit. Nope, we're still going in the red. Oh, that's root out corruption. Do we have corruption? I don't think we do. Morale of armies. And what if I just put it like that? 15 men will reach the army this month. So they are replenishing. England are still fabricating claims on us. Alright, cool. So Tyrone has 2 provinces now. Diplomacy. You're still allied with Clan Ricard, which is Meath. Okay, so we could seize most of the island in one war. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'd control a pretty significant chunk of Ireland. There Will Be Blood. It was a very good movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. Alright. Hoping Monroe Leslie stays alive for a good long time. Leslie! That was a Duralius and Associates joke. That's reaching way back. It's funny because it almost seems like our kind of intervention has caused more of a rush to unite Ireland. Even before Euphemia married into the highest ranks of nobility that Scotland has to offer, the Queen Consort was known to be a multifaceted woman, often impressing many a guest with her scholarly intellect and wit, while also displaying an impressive knowledge of military strategy. Perhaps this is why she was chosen as the royal spouse. Regardless, since her arrival at court, the Queen Consort has continued to make an outstanding impression on noble and commoner alike. So, despite being a sinner, she's making a good impression, which, again, could just be because she likes to bang. I don't know. So, we can go ahead and get the Arquebus. Merchant defects. Mercantilism is right. Cardinal Minister, one of the cardinals in Scotland. The cardinal in Scotland. One of the cardinal in Scotland has proven to be a skilled administrator and already provides useful advice to the king. At this point, making him a minister in our government would almost be only a formality, but an important formality nonetheless, since he may grow more powerful yet. Having a cardinal in our service would certainly lend us credibility with the Pope and strengthen the sentiment that Scotland is a Catholic nation first and foremost. So we get a cardinal in our administration. That would give us stability cost, missionary strength, tolerance of true faith, minus tolerance of heretics, and yearly papal influence for 20 years. Or Henry I does not need his advice to rule Scotland. 20 years, the Reformation could kick off by then, but I think this is early enough that we'll go for it. Get the formality over with. As long as he knows he's loyal to Scotland. He's ultimately loyal to the king, not the Pope. You know, we can get along just fine. You know, on the down low. England is no longer a great power. Ha! Suck it! Suck it! Air horn. Funniest part is that my air horn impression is so bad, I have to say air horn every time I do it so people even can tell what I'm going for. Ulsters, considered a part of our patrimony. So the Ulsterian separatists are significantly less angry at us. How's that culture conversion going? It's taken a while. The prestige of the Gaelic language is growing in the area of Aberdeen. People are learning to speak it, or else they're moving further south to areas where they feel more in kinship. Let's see, Leinster, Cork, now part of our patrimony. It's another question for anyone who is Irish or has experience with the Irish language. Is Leinster or Leinster a more correct pronunciation? You guys will have to help me out with that. Marital bliss. Cool. Her Majesty the Queen Consort is, of course, a constant companion and a good advisor in her own right. However, apart from the role, our Queen Consort is also a representative of the Crown to the Osdana House and vice versa. At times, this is not an arrangement without benefits. Today, Euphemia seems very pleased to announce that her family has decided to show its support for the throne and for the union of Henry I and Euphemia. So the nobility gains 10 loyalty. They will consider us to be in their debt, or we can gain prestige and avoid increasing the expectations of reciprocity. I like having a loyal nobility. I think we'll let this union bring benefits to us both. I'm okay having a little bit of give and take here and there. We got 2 more loans to pay off. And, oh, that's awesome. All right, so they're allied. So this is it. This is the last. This is pretty much it. Well, once we can crush both of these states, we're good to go. We're ready to roll. Alliance-wise, let's see our own country. So we don't have an alliance with Denmark, just a royal marriage. So Munster, Kildare, yeah, I think we can pull this off. So basically the Fitzgeralds and the McCarthys are going to aid us in establishing dominion over the remaining would-be kings of Ireland, the O'Neills and the Burkes. And, you know, they will perhaps be seen as traitors to their country for that, but that's okay. Can we increase trust with any of our allies? Not without going below 10. We have one state in like a whole bunch of different areas. Getting out of debt. Why did we take out another loan? Oh, we just renewed a loan. That's not too bad. National ideas. Fantastic. So, we're actually going to go exploration first. I planned this well in advance because I want to get Nova Scotia going as quickly as possible. So we're going to grab a colonist and we're going to grab Quest for the New World very quickly. And the rest can wait until we've caught up in technology. And we're going to do the native trading policy. We'll trade with the natives and profit from it. RP reason being, Scotland was not a hugely populous area. And, you know, we're going to need the money more than we're going to need, you know... We wouldn't really be able to use this kind of system of mass exporting Scots to kind of subdue the natives. We'd have to work with them to some degree. Alright, repaying a loan. That one got renewed, so it's going to be slightly more expensive to repay it. And we're going along with a nice clip here. We should have control over Ireland consolidated by, like, I want to say like 1490-ish, maybe even earlier than that. Many join the ranks of the Navy expecting a more exciting life awaiting them with this opportunity to leave their home behind and see sea and land beyond the Scottish borders. Not all of these are prepared for an often harsh and even more often dull and boring life at sea. Stuck with endlessly repetitive tasks, food, and company on longer journeys, many young sailors quickly regret the decision. Dismissed as daydreaming landlubbers by their more seasoned crewmates, they quickly become more trouble than they're worth. Some might even grow used to the reality of the job and become useful, but others do more good returning home. By the way, another thing I want to do real quick. Make sure that I'm aware of the territorial expectations of my allies. Alright, fair enough. I'm going to go ahead and claim Silgo. I will let those claims stand. I will also let those claims stand. So I can promise them a province if I need to. Nope. Monsterian peasants. That's not good. Let's go help them out real quick. Come on. Oh, we don't have military access. Well, can you give us military access? There we go. Now you should be happy with us. No more loans. Everybody go home. France has embraced the Renaissance. That's good. That'll help us embrace it faster. Did we get any brownie points from that? Not really. Okay, good. We didn't have to take out another loan. We spent a lot of money suppressing rebels. 27 years, 34 years, yeah. Not worried. Recall our diplomat from Munster. Kildare will make sure they like us as much as they possibly can. Recall diplomat from Kildare. Make sure France still likes us as much as they possibly can. Hang on, I was gonna tick this up just a little bit. So that we can continue to replenish our army. 9 men and 6 will reach the armies this month. Alright, recall diplomat. So our allies are good. We'll just focus on neighboring countries for now. Okay, Army's fully replenished. So we can set that to 0 for the time being. Good on this Kildarian warrior using a what appears to be a Bardish completely incorrectly. Doesn't even have a stabbing tip on it. He's just doing his thing, man. Just don't question it. He's gonna do his thing. Clan Ricard, Tyrone. They're only allied with each other, which is good. This is also kind of a way to let us get a little bit of a manpower cushion. I mean, we could go to war now with an outstanding loan. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I'm being a little bit cautious. I'm not one of those, like, world conquest as fast as possible type of players, so. And actually, we've made some payments against the principal on this, so we're going to be able to pay it off a couple months earlier than expected. King Henry I is now careful, so he was already a scholar. He's also become careful as he's gotten older. By carefully navigating around the various unspoken rules in interstate relations, our monarch is able to lessen the impact of our actual transgressions. So this is Henry Stuart saw the unrest that was stirred up in the countryside when he started to assert his control over some of the Irish clans, and he's developed some ways to limit that through wise diplomacy, most likely, since that's his strongest skill. I'm gonna really try to use these traits to tell like more human stories about these characters, because I personally really like that. All right, we are gonna take 2 diplomats home. Let's see, Friesland, sure. And we're going to actually, we're going to build spy networks in both of these places. We'll probably get a claim on Thomond and Tyrone. King's reputation's tarnished. We'll embrace it. I tried to be careful. Ormond. Would they accept vassalization by any chance? Oh, they're very close. What about Kildare? We own Kildarian core provinces, so fuck them. However, look who would become our vassal. Munster. Treason against Scotland, that's unfortunate. We're going to offer military access. And then we're going to improve relations. Yeah, that'll get us up over 190. Ormond has insulted us. Screw you guys. Come home. There we go. The McCarthys bow to the Stuarts. And that means we can annex them in 1480. Fantastic. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to set them on supportive. And yeah, looks good. We'll let them maintain their local dynasty. And then when these claims pop, we're going to go to war. Expiring CB on Ormond. Who are they allied with? Nobody? Why would you insult us when you don't have any allies? Core revocation, monetary reparations, concession of defeat. Does this allow us to take their land? Kildare has a claim on the province. I mean, let's go for it. Let's get a tick of organization. Fascinating! Alright, so price of gems has gone up. That's unlikely to help us. The name Emerald Isle is not literal. Yeah. I don't think we even need to call them in. Let's just go Raffle Stomp. I hope we can take their province in this peace deal, or at least vassalize them. If not, you know, lesson learned. So we're probably taking winter attrition. No, not quite, actually. At least not in a normal winter. England's building a spy network. Yeah, well, you're not even a great power anymore, so... Aberdeen now has the culture we desire. Does that mean we can culture shift? We can culture shift. Alright. So we're culture shifting to Highlander. Meaning Irish is now giving us reduced penalties. Because it is same culture group as us. So the Stuarts are still a lowland family. But they are starting to fall out of favor with the popular sentiment of the greater Scottish political tide, social tide. They're going to have to learn to speak Gaelic if they don't already. Poor uniforms. Well, we'll invent the kilt soon. I think at unit model tier 2, we invent the kilt, so... Funny enough, Scots did not wear kilts in the Middle Ages. A lot of people don't know that, but it was actually during the... Oh, England's a great power again. Damn it. Yeah, it was actually during the EU4 era that the kilt as we know it became popular. Oh, and Leslie Monroe is dead. Can we hire another general from the nobles? How influential are they right now? They're not that influential. So we'll go ahead and grant them another generalship. Walter Erskine. He's very into this new gun thing. Not quite the man Leslie was. Sue for peace. We can just take the province. Which we will do. We will also take their money. And, yeah. That's the end of that. We're going to write a national epic about the War of Honor. We're going to core it. And, should we wait for that core to construct? Well, let's see. How are we on claims? Tyrone. We're going to fabricate a claim. No possible bordering provinces. Oh, yeah, because we already have permanent claims on all their stuff except Silgo. Well, the spy network will still help us siege their shit down. And in the meantime, we're going to fabricate a claim on Thomond. I know I keep alternating between Thomond and Thomond, which is probably driving people nuts.